Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's JD's Moment. If you are new, you're welcome. If you're an old subscriber, you are welcome as well. In today's video, I'll be talking about HIV infection. For those of you who do not know, 10th of March was the National Women and Girls HIV-AIDS Awareness Day. HIV is an ongoing epidemic and new infections are seen every year, not just every year, but every day. HIV is human immunodeficiency virus, while AIDS is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. Now, HIV damages the immune system and causes AIDS, which is the final stage of the infection, when the immune system is too weak and damaged to fight off ordinary infections. The US statistics shows that 1 in 8 people do not know that they have HIV. Now, this is another statistics of those who have access to the antiretroviral drug. Shows that 52 to 82% of female adults aged 15 years and older have access to antiretroviral drugs. 41 to 68% of men have access to antiretroviral drugs, and 82% of pregnant women have access to antiretroviral drugs. I came across an article which stated that in sub-Saharan Africa, that 5 in 5 new infections among adolescents aged 15 to 19 years are girls, meaning young women aged 15 to 24 years of age are likely to be living with HIV than men. It's really sad. Now let me talk on the symptoms. HIV is usually asymptomatic, meaning it does not show any symptoms until it has progressed to AIDS, where you have opportunistic infections because your immune system is damaged and weak to fight off the infections. But within a few weeks of HIV infection, you can experience flu-like symptoms like fever, headache, sore throat, and the rest of them. Mode of transmission. It passes from person to person through infected body fluids like blood, semen, vaginal fluid, meaning it can get into the body through unprotected sexual intercourse with an infected individual, through infected blood transfusion. It can also be transmitted from mother to child during childbirth or breastfeeding. Now, let me tell you why it is necessary for you to get tested. First of all, so many individuals walking on the streets do not know they are infected. 2, it also gives you the awareness so you don't end up infecting other people unknowingly. And you can as well start taking your antiretroviral drugs, which slows the disease progress as well as prevents secondary infections and complications. Now, mind you, the drugs does not remove the virus completely from your system, but it enables your immune system to fight infections. For the prevention, to avoid the risk of getting infected and infecting others, know your partner's status by getting tested regularly. The most effective way to prevent the spread is to avoid anal sex and vaginal sex unprotected. Emphasis on anal sex. You get to find out that homosexuals are twice likely to be infected than men who indulge in heterosexual sex. Avoid the use of injectable illegal drugs, shared needles, razor blades, and other sharp objects because the virus may be on them. Avoid intoxication from drugs and alcohol. You are more likely to engage in an unsafe sexual behaviors. I mentioned earlier on the mode of transmission. It can be transmitted from mother to child during delivery, pregnancy, and breastfeeding. So now, for a mother who is infected with HIV, avoid breastfeeding. In cases of blood transfusion, make sure that the blood is properly screened before being transfused into the recipient. Avoid using someone else's toothbrush. This might sound gross, but I've seen it happen so many years ago. That time we're still very very small, not very small, but then around 8, 9, 10 maybe. Someone walked into our house, someone we know very well, walked into our house, went to my uncle's room. That time my uncle was around, my daddy's youngest brother. He was around. The person walked into his room, you know, like just gisted with him small, took his toothbrush, took his toothpaste, and you know, went straight, brushed and dropped it back and said thank you. Like, we're all shocked. Like, as he just left, my mommy called an emergency meeting. Biaumo, hello mo, bianinga. Like, these children come here, and she was like, never ever in your life should you try this. Even amongst yourselves, do not try this. And my mommy went to my uncle and was like, are you going to use that toothbrush? He was like, nah. So he threw it away. So after some time, I know before I left home, my mommy told me of a woman whose kids were tested HIV positive. And I was like, Jesus. I asked her, did she and her husband test positive as well? She was like, no, that they were negative. And then, like, they went to the school, they went everywhere. They were like, what is going on? And they actually found out because the kids were getting sick and were not getting better, you know. So they now ran a test on them and found out that the 3 of them, I guess, were all HIV positive. They were like, how did this happen? Like, how did this happen? They went to the school and all that. They couldn't really, you know, figure out what actually had happened. So they tested their help, and their help tested positive. So they were like, oh, so how did you do it? How did you infect my kids? So this woman has not really been nice to her help, to the extent of not getting her a toothbrush, something as simple, 50 naira toothbrush. I don't know if toothbrush is still 50 naira, but then yeah, something as little as toothbrush this woman did not get for her help, refused to get for her help. So her help ended up using the kids' toothbrush. You use Junior's toothbrush today, use Adanna's own tomorrow, use Chukwemeka's own next tomorrow, and all that. And that was how this woman just dug her grave by herself. So please, let's just, you know, learn to be extremely careful in things like this, as little as even toothbrush. The last on this topic, hold on, let me read it out from my phone before I talk on it. So this is basically a chat between 2 friends, and this young lady had found out that she tested positive to HIV, and she texted her friend. Someone uploaded this on his status, my younger brother did, and he was, you know, talking to guys out there to be careful, to know who they get involved with, and all those kind of advice. The chat says some part of it went off, but then there's a part that says, especially those womanizers in my school. And then the next line says, God will never forgive my sugar daddy for infecting me with this HIV virus. I will make sure I destroy many guys, as many as I can, before I die. It's really sad that, you know, she found herself in this situation. Now, to young ladies out there who have found themselves in this situation, why stress yourself looking for lives to destroy when you have a great life ahead of you? The best thing to do at this point is to forgive yourself. Forgive the offender. You've made the mistake. Move on with your life. Pick up the pieces and bits of your life and move on. No need to kill yourself. No need to beat yourself up. No need to stress yourself looking for people to infect, lives to destroy. Those aren't necessary. Just find a HIV center around you, or better still, a hospital, and start up on your antiretroviral drugs. Focus on yourself, your dreams and your goals. You still have a beautiful life ahead of you. A great future, a very bright future ahead of you, and this also applies to men out there doing the same. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and click on the notification bell that notifies you when I upload new videos. Please share this video, share with your loved ones, share with your friends, share with everybody that comes your way. Share this video. Bye bye.